Good morning, students. Our today's topic in the subject of business studies O levels is the business risk. There are two types of the business risk. One are internal and the second are external. So first we are going to read internal business risk. So attentive students, this is very important topic to understand because a lot of ideas and concepts are there. So concentrate yourself. We are going to start. The first, we are going to read internal business risk. The first business risk is stability. The ability of a business to manage its finances, meets its debts obligations, and return capital to its investors is integral to its success. So if you are able to handle your finances, you will be in much more comfortable position to survive. A business which is financially stable can grow its profits more easily than one which is not. Furthermore, investors, lenders, and employees are more willing to engage with and invest in a financially stable company. In addition, management stability and branding stability contributes to a company's overall impression of being a sound and stable venture. So the reverse is true for the businesses which are unstable. Instability can quickly lead to decreasing profit and ultimately bankruptcy. So stability is very important. So this is the first risk that a business constantly face. The next internal business risk is organizational structure. How a business is structured can also mitigate or enhance business success. It's of the paramount importance that a cohesive and efficient structure is established and maintained if a business is to function smoothly and carry out the goals and the aims of the company effectively. So, organizational structure is the next internal business risk. The next internal business risk is politics and management. Internal companies' politics, particularly in family business, can be debilitating, causing management and staff alike to focus not on the market and the job at hand, but on the what's happening internally. So, if the company is able to cover this topic, this risk, then that company will work more effectively. Taking your eye off the ball can ultimately open the door to competitors stealing your market share. Mismanagement, including a lack of the proper control over finances, production, labor, and marketing, result in increased costs for the business, which will affect your business bottom line. The next internal business risk is the resources. Having enough financial and human resources is crucial. If your business is lacking in either of these, you will find it difficult to achieve your business goals. Not only does a lack of the resources impinge on the nature and the scope of the work you are able to take on, but it can also impact significantly on staff morale. The next business risk that our business face is innovations. Whether it relates to the product development, marketing and promotion, or staff welfare, innovation is what keeps a business one step ahead of its rivals. A lack of the innovation, therefore, can pose a risk to business success as a company becomes stagnant, and irrelevant in a changing marketplace. The next internal business risk is the incentives. Did you know that the incentivizing employees could prove to be a business risk if it's not done correctly, fairly, and appropriately? Make sure that you explore the right incentive and reward scheme for your business. For example, will group or individual performance bonuses, production bonuses, or non-monetary rewards achieve the best results by reinforcing the behavior you wish to see in your staff. So these were the internal business risks which our business constantly face. So a business who could face these risks comprehensively and effectively will be in a better position to operate the business. The next thing that we are going to read is the external business risk. The first one is the economy, which is beyond your reach, which is beyond the organization's boundary. Whether it's boom time or burst, how the economy is doing impacts on your business. While you may not have control over the economy at large, understanding what drives it can help you manage threats and maximize opportunities. So if you are able to handle this risk, you will be in a better position to survive and grow. The next one is political legal factors. Changes in the government or government policies and legislation can impact on business, which is why business owners need to keep abreast of the latest developments. The next thing is technology. If you wish to remain relevant, make sure that you monitor technological developments in your field and in the wider business sphere. The next external business risk is stakeholders. If all the stakeholders are happy with the performance of the company, this will have a positive effect on the company's growth and vice versa. The next external business risk is exchange rate. Recession in the economy have negative effect on the exchange rate. Imports becomes expensive and exports become cheap as a result, and vice versa. Ultimately, this will affect the business in the country. The next external business risk is world events can influence business activity. The development of the European single market in 1992 has meant that UK firms have easier access to European markets and there are fewer restrictions on goods sold to the member countries. The next external business risk is the pressure groups. Some individuals form pressure groups in order to influence businesses. For example, the Animal Liberation Front have protested about the testing of the products on the animals for a number of the years. Due to this pressure, some firms have reduced such activities. So, these are external risks. Here is another, that is competition. Most businesses face competition from other firms. Rivals' activities often have an influence on their operations. For example, when Virgin Airways began to offer cheap flights to America, other airlines companies were forced to do the same to survive in the market. The next external business is risk is consumers' taste change. Companies are forced to update, modify, and change their products in order to satisfy consumers' demands. Greater awareness of the health issues has led to growing sales of the products such as bottled water and low-fat meals. The next external business risk is social factors may influence business activity from time to time. More women have become involved in business management and business ownership. Some businesses have also been prepared to offer crèche facilities as women have returned to work. The next external business risk is environment factors have had major effect on the business in recent years. Some now use recycled materials in their manufacturing processes to reduce cost. Certain businesses have tried to manufacture products which are environmentally friendly in order to boost sales. The next external business risk is changes in the population can affect the demand for products and the supply of the workers. So these are the external business risks. So a successful business successfully face all these risks. Next thing that we are going to read is the restructuring the company. The business could have cut costs by rationalization. This means closing down or selling off parts of the company which are in loss. They could have diversified taking over or merge, buying other businesses, or investing in new products. In part of the business is sold, shareholders would benefit from its sales. They would also hold shares in two companies rather than one. The directors hoped that stock market investors would value the two companies at a higher price than the existing business. So this was the topic, students. The business risk internally and externally. So I hope so this will be much more easy for you to understand and much more interesting for you. So read this lecture again, understand it, learn it, and make your notes. Thank you so much.